Hey everybody, Eric here with the next Paperbacks from Hell book in Valancourt's Paperbacks from Hell series. It is The Reaping by Bernard Taylor, and as I said, it's from Valancourt Books. It was originally published in 1980, and back cover copy. When Tom Rigby is commissioned to paint a young woman's portrait at Wolvercombe House, the offer is too lucrative to refuse. But from the moment of his arrival at the secluded country mansion, strange and inexplicable events begin to transpire. Soon he is drawn into an impenetrable maze of horror, and by the time he discovers the role he is intended to play in a diabolical design, it will already be too late. For the seeds of evil have been sown, and the time to reap their wicked harvest is nigh. So there you go. For the too long didn't watch folks, 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved this. It was a little rough going at first, uh, reading a new author, someone I haven't read before, and as we're being introduced to Tom and his world, there were a few stumbling blocks for me. Just some things as they came up seemed rather abrupt, a little shocking, and not in the way it's meant to be shocking. Just sort of, wow, why was this information not given to me earlier? So it threw me off a little bit. But once it got going, I didn't want to put it down. And then when Tom, we meet Tom. It opens up and we meet Tom. We're learning about his life. He has an art shop and a studio above it, and he's a widower. He's dating a younger woman. He's got 4 kids. Lives with his sister lives with him and his 4 kids, and uh, he has got some pictures in an art show or an exhibition, an exhibit, and a woman sees his stuff, comes to him, and wants to hire him to paint a portrait of this young 21-year-old, the niece of this old lady in Wolvercombe House. Basically your typical castle type house. Um, so he ends up taking the job eventually, and once he gets there, this takes on a very gothic feel. It's this huge house, sprawling grounds, not a lot of people there. There's the old lady, there's the 21-year-old niece, and then there's the staff. And and then there's a tower in a field, and there's some nuns. And he's told that the nuns are they're using the house as sort of a way station before they're sent off on mission work. And creepy things are happening. Again, it has this very gothic feel to it. The dark giant home, noises in the night, mysterious comings and goings. But it is, well, modern day 1980s. Um, and so we're meeting these characters. Things are happening. Things are going right. Things are going wrong. Things are being mysterious. And it pulled me in. Once I got past those stumbling blocks at the beginning, I just fell into the writing and I got pulled into the story. And it went in directions that I didn't expect. There, unfortunately, when I put this, when I went to put this on Goodreads, you type in the title of the book, and it brings up an edition of the book if it's available on Goodreads, and then you can change it to whatever edition you're reading. I changed it to this one, but the cover that it pulled up when I first put in the title, I feel was a spoiler, because there was a point in the story where, having seen that cover, I was like, I know what's happening now. Not everything, not nearly everything, but a part of it. I'm like, okay, I know exactly what's going on in this point. So that was a little disappointing, but that's not the book's fault. That's whoever made that cover. Um, and then, yeah, just Lots of twists and turns, huge reveals. A lot of the information is given to us. I didn't pick up on all of it. Um, and it got to the point I did not want to put it down. I stayed up well past the time I should have gone to bed on a work night to finish the book. I was just turning the page. It's a page turner. Um, so it's, again, for me, these little hiccups in the beginning might not bother anybody else. Once I got past that personal stumbling block, it's compelling. The characters are interesting. Tom Rigby, not a perfect guy. He's right off the bat, he's saying some things that were irritating me. Oh, and there's a little bit of gay panic. It's 1980. Take that for what you will. There's a little gay panic in the book, just in a little part. But once I got past those stumbling blocks, I was into the writing. I was into the characters, even though Tom Rigby could be annoying, but that's good. You don't want someone who's writing the perfect character. You want complexity. Character is what's most important. And then the story, for me. So, 5 out of 5 for The Reaping by Bernard Taylor. Once again, did not read the introduction until after I read the book because I'm trying to avoid spoilers, and sometimes those intros can spoil things. It's bad enough I saw that cover. But I really recommend this. It's oof. So this is the third one in the series, the Paperbacks from Hell series. And surprisingly, The Nest, which is about killer cockroaches, which is my favorite subgenre, is killer animals. The Nest, I gave 4 out of 5. I think that's what I gave it. Not my favorite of the first 3 so far. It's a tough call between this and When Darkness Loves Us. Is that what it's called? Yes, that's right. It's behind my computer. Really tough call. Which one I liked better? They're completely different. When Darkness Loves Us has 2 stories, completely different in writing style, completely different in tone and what they do. But I loved both. I gave When Darkness Loves Us 5. I gave this 5. So I'm not going to make a choice yet. We'll see. Maybe when I've finished reading all of them, I'll try to rank them from, my favorite to least favorite. We'll see. But The Reaping, Bernard Taylor, Valancourt books, 5 out of 5 stars. Absolutely loved this. So there you go. And next will be The Tribe by Barry Wood. And I'm not looking at the back. I am sticking with my habit. If this series of videos, the Paperbacks from Hell, are the first time you're watching me do any of these things, or you haven't seen a video where I've mentioned this before, I have stopped rereading back cover copy. If I'm looking at a book in the store or on Amazon, if it's something new to me, of course, I'll read the back cover copy or the inside flap, or whatever's giving me that little taste of the story. Excuse me. What I read to you. But once I've purchased a book, I don't read the back cover copy again. And when it's something like this that's been sitting around for quite a few years, or this that's been sitting around for a few years, I don't remember any of the back cover copy. So I'm going in completely blind to these things. I've enjoyed it so far. It hasn't been a problem. But all of that is to say, I have no idea. Well, I have some idea. It has to do with Jewish people. But that's all I know. So, and I won't read the back cover copy or the introduction before I read the book. But that's next. The Tribe by Barry Wood. The Reaping. There you go. I don't know what I'm doing with these stories, with this series of videos yet. I haven't quite found my footing. I have been recommending books that if you like this, you might like that. This one's a little difficult because of the twists and turns, and I don't want to spoil anything. With something like The Nest, it's a book about killer cockroaches. It's easy to recommend other books about killer animals. Um, there are things I could recommend, but I think they would spoil some of the surprises in this book. So I think I might go with uh, some gothic stuff. So you have The Dismembered by Jonathan Janz, fantastic little gothic book. Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia, I believe. Yes. Um, that was a fantastic book. Or even the T. Kingfisher book that I recently read that is a take on Fall of the House of Usher. I do not remember the title. I believe it's What Moves the Dead. But let's double check. Whoops, that is not the right button to push. Yes, What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher, a retelling of the Fall of the House of Usher. Fantastic gothic horror. The Dismembered by Jonathan Janz, Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. So if you enjoy the gothic feel of parts of this book, I would recommend those other books. There's 3 other recommendations. There are other books I would love to recommend if you like this, but they'd be spoilers, so I'm not going to do that. So there you have it. That's what I'm sticking with so far in this series, is just making recommendations of other things. And yeah, I have no real way to end this. I can't even remember if I was asking a question at the end of the videos. So that's what we've got. The third book in the Valancourt books, Paperbacks from Hell series. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, or ideas, put them in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post spoiler warning. We try to be polite here on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. All the usual YouTube stuff. And if you'd care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter is @Ronan5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is ErikSmith5757. That's Eric with a K. ERIKSMITH5757. And on Blue Sky, I am @ELSmith. That's all I have for you. So until next time, read more books.